Hi, my name is Stephen McGee and I'm the author of Toxic Health. Now, we're here today to look into these light bulbs that we have. We have three of them, and the one over here is a street light. The one over here is an LED light bulb, and the one over here is a compact fluorescent. So I had an experiment running in my house regarding how plants would grow under these lights. And the funny thing about the experiment was I got very ill during the period of time that the experiment was running. And it was originally scheduled to be a 3-month experiment. And I found that over 2 weeks I got very, very sick. And most people would describe the sickness that I developed as depression. And it was fatigue, headache, insomnia, and just general ill health. I just wanted to be in bed day and night. So I got to wondering what's going on with this experiment that made me ill. So one of the things we're going to look into are the fields that are around this equipment. I'm going to cover up this equipment right now. And one of the things I should mention is you can see the sodium light going up and down. Well, the interesting thing is it's not actually going up and down. It's constant. What you're actually seeing is sodium streetlights actually flicker at 120 times a second. And what you're seeing with the camera is the shutter speed picking up that flickering of the light. It's not detectable to the human eye. So there's a pretty big problem with street lighting right there. So street lighting actually flashes 120 times a second. So it's something to be aware of when you live around street lighting, that the light is not actually constant, it's actually flashing. It's like a flash gun going up 120 times a second. And it's just so fast that the human eye can't detect it. So I'm going to cover up these lighting products with a box, purely because if I stare at these products for too long, I will get insomnia, because lighting products are known to induce insomnia into the human body. And in particular, the LED light is known to produce insomnia. There's a lot of talk about that if you Google it on the internet. So to start off, we're going to check the magnetic field with our tri-field meter, and this is the 100 XE meter, and we're set on magnetic 0 to 100. And the magnetic field on the cable is not too bad. It appears to be around 3 milligauss. You have to get right up to it to pick it up. But we find as we go closer to the products that we actually start picking up some very, very high magnetic fields. In fact, when we're right by the products, the tri-field is off the scale on 0 to 100 milligauss. And they say anything over 2 is cancerous. So you wouldn't want to be this close to these products because you're in the cancer range. So fortunately it drops off with distance on these products, and once we're about 3 feet away from it, it gets very, very low. So I'm now going to switch over to the electric field, and let's see what we find with the electric field. And something to be aware of is all cables give off electric fields. It doesn't matter what the load is, the electric field is always there. And that electric field on clean electricity extends out by between 1 and 3 feet. On dirty electricity, it'll fill the entire room. So something to be aware of with dirty electricity is it can be very, very toxic to the human body. And we can see around the power strip where there's more cables that the electric field peaks right up. So I'm now going to switch over to the AM radio. The AM radio is tuned into AM 530. And it's tuned into static, so there's no radio station at my home on AM 530. And you can be tuned in anywhere on the dial for AM, and you just need to make sure there's no radio station there, because what we're detecting is wideband radio wave emissions. So around the products we have radio waves. And around the cables we also have radio waves. So we can hear that the radio frequency is changing on the radio. That field seems to extend out by about a foot from the cables. So there you have it. This equipment is actually producing certain fields around it, and as you saw with the street light is actually behaving like a flash gun, and it's actually going on and off 120 times a second in line with the mains frequency. So this street light actually switches at every zero crossing on the sine wave, so it's a doubling of the mains frequency. So that's why we get 120 Hertz on the American 60 Hertz system. So that's one of the problems with this experiment. This experiment does have emissions in the magnetic, electric and radio field spectrums. And I have a number of videos showing other features of this experiment on my YouTube channel, which you may want to check out, and in particular the harmonics are shown in a different video. I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I wish you the very best of health. Thank you.